Good evening, folks. Triple Crown here, coming to you from Vancouver, British Columbia. This is a round 10 summary playtest 4 of the Global War 1939 series. Some swings or some changes, some repositioning this round. Comment from round 10, Hilltop Pillbox wanted the Ally or the Axis to build some naval transports in the Black Sea. However, the Axis did not do that because this over here is the British, Free French, and Greece and Turkish Navy that's just sitting there waiting to go in. And plus they had support of their whole Air Force. So, but in saying that, what Hilltop was saying was that this territory here was crucial. The Germans needed to shut the door to the Black Sea, and they sent everything in, every aircraft they could make it, every fast mover, and they lost quite a bit of stuff. So did the British. The British lost about over 20 infantry and about 8 armor and a few other things. So big, huge momentum swing for the Germans to finally close the door in the Black Sea and sort of protect here the Caucasus and sort of the southern Russia territories and also Stalingrad. So good things happening there, but also potentially save Rome, because those transports could have, loaded up that armor and another couple units and gone and landed and done a slow creep up the Italian boot and made their way into Rome. So that was a big swing there. But not so good news. In Paris, Germany sent everything that could make it. They railed in 6 units. They built 3 in Paris, and they flew some aircraft in, but it's just not quite enough. The Allies wanted to attack last turn, but when they want to go in, they want to be able to hold Paris. So that is probably going to fall to the Allies next turn. Those black chips there represent 5 units. So the Allies, Britain doesn't have enough to do by themselves, but with the Americans going in right behind them, they should have enough punch to wipe out this. This is about maybe 40 units there. And Britain's got well over 30, and America's got close to 40. So that should do the trick. And there's a couple of American fighters on the carrier, and the British have 2 medium and 1 heavy bomber. So over here on eastern United States, there's a whole bunch of transports, no more than America needed. So America's going to be bringing over across another 9 armor and 9 infantry. The Canadians are bringing over an infantry and an armor. The British have completely surrounded Paris now, although the Italians did take back Marseille, and the British will be able to draw. They did build other places this turn. We'll get into that, but they built only 8 units back home. So they did build a couple of heavy bombers, some Lancasters over here in Cairo. But why didn't they build more ground units to defend the Middle East? Now, this is obviously where the Germans and the Italians are going to be coming down over here through the Caucasus. So that is going to be a seesaw battle there. But they wanted to be able to have a counterattack for Calcutta. The Japanese have come in heavy into Bangladesh, which is 1 territory away. Now, currently, the entire RAF that could make it everything here you can see is in Calcutta. So the numbers are about even. The Japanese Air Force is sitting pretty over here, wanting to join in the fray next turn. So that is going to be interesting. So if the Japanese are successful in that attack, there's currently 2 ground units that came over on a transport and dropped off in Madras. And these 2 heavy bombers are going to be able to make it. And also, in addition, the FEC, the British, the Australians, the Canadians, the New Zealanders, the Turkish Navy, and also the Greek Navy, a little bit of the Greek Navy, they've all they took back Sumatra, the Australians, and that is a massive navy that's now a big united front. And they built more navy over here. Now, over here is the Japanese Navy, which is about equal in size. So if the Japanese Navy does not take out this Navy here, the Australians would be able to drop off 2 armor and 2 more aircraft in addition to Coastal Bombard and this fighter and this tactical bomber. So they're going to have to take this out. But in doing so, they are now opening themselves for, the Australians have been a pain in the thorn. They built another 3 submarines here this turn, and they've got another 3 submarines here and a British corvette. So if the Japanese are successful, they probably will get wiped out by these remaining forces over here. And so that would mean no Navy left, which is a bonus for the Australians now, who can start perhaps retaking some of these money islands. The Japanese over here built some Navy. They tucked it in behind Tokyo and built a bunch of ground units because the Americans are coming slowly in the Pacific. So currently the tide has switched back to the Japanese, who built a carrier. They've got a Yamato battleship, about 3 destroyers, and about 4 submarines, and they built a couple more aircraft to land on the carrier. The Lend-Lease for the Russians made it this turn for the first time in 4 rounds, so the Russians will have 27 IPP to spend next turn. They are making the push east and towards Tinda with a heavy armor and a cavalry, and the KMT took back some of their territory. So, if the Japanese do go into Calcutta next turn, that means the KMT might take a swing back at Szechuan. So that's interesting there. So currently, we've got a standoff happening here. But this swing over here that happened in Turkey, it benefits the Germans in so many ways, because now, if you look over here in Western Germany, basically in Berlin, that's where Germany's going to be building now. They don't have to build too much more over here if they don't want to. If they build everything in Berlin, some heavy armor, some aircraft, once their aircraft makes it back, they might be able to retake Paris. So this game is a long way from over. There's 5 more rounds for everybody to build up and do their final push. So don't know who's going to win. I say take a coin and flip it. And maybe you're going to be right. So thanks for watching, folks, and stay tuned for round 11.